Hello there, everybody. My name is Jackson for the Loch Cafe and Games. I will be the DM for our first recorded D&D session. Super excited. You guys excited?
Of course.
Awesome. Let's let the players introduce themselves and who they're playing as.
Yeah, my name is Claire Sharpenberg. I'll be playing a tiefling druid with an affinity for creepy crawlies.
Alright, I'm Connor. I am playing a cleric, a supposedly human cleric, with a very big knack in medicine.
All right, Luke.
Yeah, my name's Luke. I'm playing a halfling bard named Flobby Gumpin, and he excels in the harmonica.
And I am Tanner. I am playing Einkel Shadeborn. He is a blind tiefling paladin who was raised by dwarves to have a specific hatred for all things fiend-blooded, tieflings included.
Which makes things very interesting because we have a tiefling druid.
Don't tell him that.
Congratulations on being hired for the Loch Guild. I know this is a very high-demand position. That's not true. We are in desperate need, which is why you are all here. My name is Jackson. I'm one of the employees here at the Loch. I'm going to be honest with you. I've looked over your resumes. I've watched through your interviews and stuff. You are a very interesting group of characters, which is why we decided to lump you in together and do training all at once, just to see who can really make the cut and if there's anybody that can't make the cut. I'm in charge of helping run the coffee shop part of the guild. As you know, funding is something that is very important for any guild, especially to pay our adventurers, make sure that you have housing to stay in. So that's a nice thing to have, and the coffee shop is one of those things that provides that. Since you have such little experience that can be credible in any form or regard, we're going to have you guys helping out the coffee shop at first, just so we can see what you can really do. So you're going to be helping me run some errands today. It is a bright and sunshiny morning here at the Loch. There is not as many patrons in that you normally see, just because it is right away out in the morning. There are some floating cards going around the area, but sort of dimly lit, that are causing illumination, so you can very clearly see the chairs and the stools, all very well put together and neat. Jackson approaches again. Have you all met before?
I don't believe so.
Okay, oh well, might as well do a round of names. Hi, I'm Jackson.
Hi, Jackson.
Hello, Jackson.
Flobby Gumpin is Flobby Gumpin.
Excuse me.
I am Flobby Gumpin.
Well, hello, Flobby.
Hello,
Gumpin.
Flobby Gumpen. I am Einkel Shadowborn.
Hi there, Einkel.
I guess, well, you can refer to me as Dr. William. You know?
Oh, doctor.
Dr.
Yes,
William.
absolutely.
And my name's Beetle.
Okay.
Hello, Beetle.
You say your name is Doctor. Do you have any medical degree?
Of course I do.
I will need to see that in the future, just because I did not actually find your name anywhere on that. But so let me get you all familiar with the area. This is our main floor, of course. Downstairs we have the guild's quarters. So let me look over some of the daily tasks and see what I can have you all do. Downstairs also we have a dimensional door. Upstairs, of course, as you've all been patrons of the Loch before, I've seen you in. There's the gaming area and stuff, the brawlers quarters, lots of that sort of things going on upstairs. Now, just talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I get some more paperwork ready for you guys to sign off on, just sort of NDAs and safety forms. Anyway, let's ignore that. You guys keep talking. I'm just going to make sure that this is all set in place.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
What is everyone's favorite type of candy? What's everyone's favorite type of sweets?
You know, anything like, like a taffy of sorts.
Oh, taffy.
The monks would put syrup in the snow. I like that.
Ah.
Gummy worms. They remind
Very
me
good.
of creepy crawlies.
Flobby Gumpin loves all kinds of sweets. Flobby Gumpin loves candy.
What's your favorite candy?
Oh, Flobby Gumpin loves all kinds of candies. Any candies, chocolates, peppermints,
Taffy's, the occasional, bit of a lollipop, yes, any kind, any
To my
kind.
question.
From downstairs, you hear a loud sort of demonic sort of from downstairs. Jackson reappears. Oh, the Shadow Demon fellow Fane just arrived here. Let's all go downstairs and talk to him because he will be. He's sort of a benefactor of the guild, if that makes sense. We're big fans of him around here. Let's go downstairs. You get downstairs. It's a little bit cluttered. There is some different cots set up, as well as a very large, well-decorated door amongst a carpeted area that has different refuse and litter from the previous patrons or whoever the last members were down there. You see in the corner a large winged figure that's sort of looking over you with an intense glare.
Hello. Welcome to the guild. My name is Fane. I'm a benefactor of sorts for the guild, and I'm here if you need anything. What are your names?
Dr. William.
Dr. William. I'm glad to see I have some familiar faces around these parts. It's good to see more fiendish out there. What is your name, good sir?
I am Einkel, and your kind disgust me.
I'm offended, Einkel. How could you say that?
I will not take this man's coin.
Oh, no. I do not offer coin.
Do you offer candy?
Sometimes.
Oh, hooray!
No, I'll just stick with the money to keep it simple, you know.
My name's Beetle, by the way.
Hi there, Beetle.
I'm Flobby Gumpin.
Hi there, Flobby Gumpin.
Flobby Gumpin.
Gumpin. It is an honor to meet you all. I'm glad to have you here. Now let's talk a little bit about what services I provide. I don't necessarily provide coin. I provide random chance. See, I'm a trickster deity by trade. It's what I went to demon college for. And so what I offer is a great many things. This, for example.
So, players, this is a get what you get, or a gotcha ball machine, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't find a good consistent name. You are going to be able to spend your in-game currency to spin the thing. The majority of the things in there are bonuses, whether some of them be pretty light bonuses or pretty hefty bonuses. And then there's a couple other things scampered in there as well.
Like candy?
Not like candy, Flobby Gumpin. Well, actually, maybe. There is a great many number of things in here. Some of them are very bad, and some of them are very good. There's a lot more good than bad, but the bad is really bad. We'll talk a little bit more about the cost back in character. Does anybody have any questions right out of the gate for this one, though?
Does it have good candy?
How much is it?
So, I'm glad you asked. This will cost about 100 gold pieces. That being said, the bonuses are great and many, but I am a trickster demon. That's what I went to demon college for. There's some bad in there as well.
Some bad candy.
Just with my legal obligations. And there might be candy in there. I forget. I filled it up a long time ago. The first spin, of course, is free. Just clap your hands 3 times, and I will appear as a smaller version of myself upon your shoulder. You pay me the gold, and I give you one of these in return.
Do we do it now?
I suppose, for the sake...
That was a bit of
Fane
my liking.
immediately disappears and then reappears as a smaller version of himself on your shoulder. Like, well, that was a little unnecessary. But yes, we can do this now.
Fane grabs some coins out of his own pocket and places them into the machine like so.
Quite authentic.
I know, right? Everybody give a big thanks to Claire who gave us the money to use such a thing. And here you are.
Do I open it now?
You can, or you could save it for later. Or you could open it now. A small angel appears on your other shoulder. Do what you gotta do, I don't know. Then disappears.
I feel like I'm too curious to not. Let's try it. But Lieutenant Dan, an enemy that you can see ain't got legs no more.
So yes, since you're not in combat right now, you can take this little bag of dust. You take it out, and you fling it at the foe of your choice, and they ain't got no legs no more, Lieutenant Dan.
Excellent.
And so there's many helpful things, and there's a couple of very not helpful things. I'm glad that was a helpful one. But yes, that is my line of work. I understand that you are all in training. I will leave the rest of the training back to you, Jackson. Best of luck for your first day. I will be around if you need anything. And the small demon on Beetle's shoulder disappears once again into a puff of smoke, and you can hear like screams from random directions as if they had just traveled to a dimension of not very great things.
I'm shocked you didn't clap your hands 3 times.
Oh, Flobby's got a pocket full of sweets. When those run out, I may take my chances.
And I suppose not much use can be used for that if you can't read it, of course.
I will not use the demon-born's tricks.
Well, that's fair enough, but count me out of that sympathy.
Aren't you Anyway, I've now got a task for you all to take on together. Here are the proper release forms, sort of safety information. We don't have one in Braille. My apologies.
Let me read it for you.
It will not be the first time I've signed a contract without reading it.
Can I take out my beetle?
Yes.
So I have a Herculean beetle that just hangs out on me, and I'm gonna also take out a little ink pad and stamp the beetle in the ink, and then use it as a stamp to sign my name.
A name in perfect elvish calligraphy appears before on the page as the beetle has crossed his legs in a very strange manner to
And
make
then
this work.
I just open up my sleeve, and the beetle just crawls back in. Just nonchalantly put it back in my...
Don't you get a lot of ink spots on your arm from doing that?
No.
Okay.
Alright. I guess I'll just, reach into my pouch and I'll grab out my feather and ink and, just sign very neatly on the way of it.
Mm-hmm.
Flobby will also sign it in no extreme manner. Just we'll sign it.
Good. The paper is collected, and then he looks at you and is like, just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, man.
No, I shall sign in blood as is custom.
And Uncle stabs his finger and just puts a blood dot on the page and hands it back.
It's like in the middle of the word.
Yeah. Nowhere near the dotted line, just in the middle of the page. Pass it back.
Jackson looks at us like, sure, we'll talk about that later.
The cut's just so
Wonderful.
much deeper than you actually think it
It
was.
continues to bleed, and I just press it into my thigh, hoping it's gonna stop.
It really hurts.
Jackson looks over the paperwork briefly, puts it away, and says, fantastic, you've signed all the necessary things so that we are no longer liable for any damages, whether it be physical or mental, and we cannot provide any insurance whatsoever. Here is a small set of keys. Jackson leans over and grabs a ginormous key ring with like hundreds of keys on it, each of them looking very different from the last. There's a couple that stick out. There's one that looks like it is made of bone. Another one that is a very large steel key. Just a plethora of keys. I'm not going to describe every single one. We'd be here all day. And he turns to you and says, all right, now that you have these keys, these all unlock that door. He points to a door in the basement. Those all unlock that door. They are useful for helping us run errands. That is a dimension door, of course. I'm sure you're all familiar, right?
No, we did not have one at the monastery.
Okay, well, dimension doors are what we use to run errands. Sort of a way to get everything way quicker. They lead to a bunch of different alternative-ish dimensions. Sometimes they just lead you to another spot here on this plane, or they land you in a spot in a different timeline of the same plane. It's very screwy. This is a very useful thing. In fact, you're going to be using the dimension door on your first day. I have a very special task assigned for you. Flobby, your high admiration for candy has inspired me to give you this task. Ow! We are running low on our crushed peppermint.
Ow!
So we need you to all go to the candy dimension and get us some crushed peppermint.
Candy dimension?
Yes, the candy dimension.
Oh, goody!
You will need to bring your weapons and such. It's not the safest place in the world, but it's a pretty pleasant time. Flobby, I have no doubt that you're going to have an absolute blast. But for the rest of you, take notes. Try to do stuff efficiently and quickly. Don't hesitate. That's our biggest. That's one of our biggest things here. If you hesitate, you're already dead. So why bother? Do things when you know that they are right, and do things when you know that they are wrong, but benefit the Loch Guild. Anyway, I will leave you to your own devices. Get everything you want ready, and head back upstairs and keep opening up the coffee shop for the adventurers to come through. They're getting thirsty already.
All right.
Oh, let me show you which key it is as well. And he goes through it, and he pulls up a large candy key. And he
Don't
looks
eat
to
it.
Flobby.
Can I eat
Not
it?
eat it.
Do not eat this.
I'm going to eat it.
I'm going to hand this.
I'm going to lick it.
Uncle will
I,
take the key.
give me the key. I'm keeping it close by, away from you specifically.
Dr. William has the key.
This is gonna be fun.
Listen, if you just leave this one alone, you can eat the entire candy dimension if you want to.
Flobby will eat the entire candy dimension either
now
way.
we found a compromise.
Maybe let's
Let's
wait
go.
to see what that looks like before we promise him the entire dimension.
Listen, I just don't want him to eat the key immediately. I don't care what happens to this thing later on.
I'll eat it after.
All right.
Alright.
With
Flobby,
plans
no.
set into motion, you are left to your own devices. Jackson has returned upstairs, giving you a small piece of paper with instructions that are barely legible. Here is the list, or it's the one item, but just a couple of different defining
take
factors.
this.
Okay.
Uncle can be
What does it
trusted.
say? Read it aloud.
I think something about peppermints.
Perfect. I see nothing wrong with this.
Wonderful.
I
And,
cannot read.
William, you have the key.
Oh, thank you. Alright. I guess if we're all agreeing, we'll go through the dimension door and go to the candy dimension.
Flobby Gumpin was born ready.
Alright. I guess we'll go in then.
Well, that was the very first D&D session. That is part 1 of the actual session itself. Be sure to hit a like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.